This intro should have been a really good Father's Day joke. But just like his dad, it's a bit of a letdown. Adam Carolla.
Thanks, you guys, for coming out tonight. I do appreciate. Weren't you clapping, bitch? No. We're not going to get started down that road, but it is customary at the beginning of the show. It's hot out here in Vegas, but everyone keeps telling me I shouldn't be miserable because it's dry heat. But so are ovens. You know, ask a turkey or a Jew if the dry heat is too much too soon. I get it. So, I'm a rich guy, so I flew out here Southwest yesterday. Have you guys noticed on Southwest flights, the stewardesses and everyone who works on the plane thinks you're stupid because they say the same thing 13 times? We were on a full flight. So you get this is a full flight. This is a 100% full flight. There are no extra seats on this flight. There'll be no open center seat in between you and the person on the window. It's 100% full. So the plane holds 148 souls, and there were 148 people on my flight out here from Burbank. And so what you do, I think with Southwest, you guys fly Southwest? You go in with high hopes, you show up, you go, I'm in the B boarding group, and then you surveil the place. There don't look like a lot of C's here, I mean, we got a C-list celebrity, but other than that, I don't see a lot of C's floating around, so we may have that open seat in between us. You go in with high hopes, then you get on the plane and you start seeing all the cattle piling in, and at some point you go, maybe we can keep this open seat in between us. Then you hear the bitch prattle on about 100% full flight, 100%, every seat taken. This happened to me yesterday. I've never felt this bad. So at a certain point, I realized I'm sitting against the window. The guy I'm traveling with is sitting on the aisle. And at some point, I realized that the center seat is going to be taken up. But as everyone got onto the flight, there were only 2 people left, and one of them was a skinny 12-year-old Asian girl who was walking down the aisle with her mom behind her. And I thought, yes, in a world where somebody needs to be in that center seat, you cannot do better than a skinny, hairless Asian female, right? That's as close as you're going to get to a win in this 100% full flight, right? So I go, all right, it's 100% full, but we have Yoko Ono coming down the aisle, and this is still a victory for me. And so she starts coming down the aisle. She gets about 5-6 seats away from where we're sitting, and she stops. She looks at us, and she starts talking to her mom. And she's like, I want to sit with my mom. And the stewardess is like, no 2 seats available, just single seats, open single seats. Find one, put your skinny, hairless ass in that seat. And she's like, I want to sit with my mom. And I go, yeah, well, it's not going to happen, bitch. She'll have a seat. It's a 46-minute flight. Come on. How much damage could I do in 46 minutes? You know what I mean? Like, no, listen, let me tell you why Hiroshima and Nagasaki were necessary. Not going to get into it, So I'm like, come on, just sit down. Come on, sit here, young, skinny-ass Asian girl. Love you, baby. But no further outbursts, please. So she starts walking, and she stops. She goes, I want to sit with my mom. And they're going, you can't sit with your mom. There are no 2 seats. And at some point, a fat chick and her fat husband stand up. And they go, we'll give you R2 seats. And I'm like, oh no. I just traded my skinny beanpole Asian chick for a fat white chick. She gets up, and her husband is kind of regular size, but she's a heifer, you know? And now I'm managing expectations again. I'm like, come on, dude, we'll talk about the man show. This is gonna be awesome, you know? And he gets up, because now they're gonna split. They're magnanimous. You know, they're probably full from eating all Guy Fieri sandwiches in the airport or something. And like, we'll take our separate seats. You two sit together, little Asian girl and mom, and they get up and I'm like, come on, dude, come sit here. And he gets out of the way, and this big heifer comes and just plops it down and spills all over me for the entire flight. By the way, no beverages because it was a little bumpy coming out of McCarran. You guys know how that works? Have you gotten that Southwest ruse? It was a little choppy coming out, so we're going to tell everyone to sit and never do their job ever again while you starve and dehydrate in the back of this plane sitting next to a fat white chick. I had some stuff I wanted to talk about, so I wrote it down here. Oh, okay. I got this. Do you guys notice... I'm staying at Harrah's. Anyone dumb enough to stay at Harrah's? Yeah? Harrah's is funny. I'm going to go with no, but does anyone go to the gym at Harrah's? Oh, you went to the gym? Hold on, I don't believe you. Stand up. No, I'm just being a dick. I'm being a dick. Harrah's puts their gym, the treadmill, faces the pool. Do you guys know that? It's the worst pool in all of Las Vegas. It's like being at the Okefenokee Swamp in Florida or something. I've never seen anything worse. And I don't know what their strategy is. I think their strategy is to motivate you not to be a fat ass like what's floating around that pool right there. Sorry for all the body shaming this early in the show. I also noticed a lot of thigh tattoos on ladies. Have you guys noticed that? Yeah. Why is that a thing? Does that make you hot? It seems weird. Also seems like I only see it on fat chicks. And I feel like eventually it would rub off, right? When their thighs are like just... Doesn't it seem like it would at least smear a little on the inner thigh, like all those miles of those big fat thighs rubbing together? I have a theory, it could be racist. Every black person at Harrah's has a tattoo. And I don't think we thought black people were going to get tattoos to this extent. Like when you guys were kids, you ever see a black guy with a tattoo? No. Who said yes? How old were you? No, you didn't see black people with tattoos because they didn't show up on black people. We got a black guy here. You got a tattoo? Well, I can't tell. See? No, I'm saying they don't pop. You can kind of see them, but they don't pop. And I'm going deep on this thought, and you guys are going to have to Google me funny on this one. But cars, back in the day, hot rods used to have flames on them. They'd paint flames on the cars. And then at some point, about 20 years ago, they did something called ghost flames, where they take like a black car and put like black flames on it, and you could barely see it, but it was cool. It was called ghost flames. And I think that's when black people got the okay to get tattoos. Check the timeline. I think I'm right. All right, let's see. Hot, women, fat, airplanes, ghost flames. I think I've run my course. Should we bring our guests out? Yes. Yes. Should we bring out very funny comedian Josh Wolf and Michael Yo, everybody? I'll sit in the middle, I guess. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, you sit there. I'll sit to the end. You sit over there. Good to see you guys. Now, is your mic?
Yo, there we are. What's up?
We got our cards that you guys filled out before the show, and we'll freeform those. You guys are in Vegas full time, right?
Yeah.
Best move you ever made, right?
Ever made. I have a show here every Monday night, actually, at 7:30, so a respectable time for people to get home and be in bed by 9:30. I see a couple of you. Yeah. I see some 9:30. A bunch of you had dinner at 4 in here tonight, for sure.
There is one special needs lady in the back.
Right?
Hey, listen, special needs isn't bad. It means you have needs that are special. I'm sure Elon Musk has some special needs.
In Vegas, we call those people retarded.
Oh, see, I'm from LA.
Yeah, you got to say special needs.
We're not allowed to. We're not allowed to say that. So, Michael, you moved here how long ago?
I moved here about 3 years ago, and I love it. But I've never seen your crowd up close and personal. And I got to say, they're exactly how I thought they would look.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
But
they're
you do have two black
crew.
people here. I saw them walk in on accident, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're somewhere in the back.
Hootie's in the first row.
But he's not black, Adam. Stop. He's not black.
Oh, he's not?
No, he's not black.
I don't know.
Let me guess. You're Indian. Thank
Indian? Well, listen, if you're
Stop messing
Indian,
up
you
your
can't.
color.
Hold on. That's not on me. Now, listen, I don't know if you go by appearance or it's a scent thing. I don't know how the brothers work. Well, no, I don't know. Maybe you spelled something. I don't know. All right, I'm saying this. If you're Indian and you shave your head, you're black. That's on you. You cannot shave your head as an Indian. I've never seen Indians have incredible hair.
Okay.
Have you seen Vivek Ramaswamy? That guy's all hair.
Okay.
I rest my point.
Okay.
Now it's confusing. When you had a full head of hair, you were never mistaken for black, right? Okay. Then you shaved your head, and you had a bunch of asshole racist comedians think you're black, right? You get mistaken when you shave the head, you go black.
Yeah.
Shave the head, you go black. Is that how it works?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
It's true, because the skin tone is not so different. It's only the shaved head. Name me one famous Indian with a shaved head. See? We're out.
Who? Gandhi!
Nailed
Thank you!
Nailed it.
Hold on, that was Ben Kingsley. And it's English. The real Gandhi had a Jew fro.
That's true. That would be the real loop-de-loop if it came out that Gandhi was Jewish. People would be like, what the fuck?
All right, so Indian with the shave. But Michael, how'd you know he was Indian?
He looks Indian.
He looks Indian?
I would have never called him black. He just doesn't have the blackness, you know? It's a special thing, you know? He has the Indian thing, which is amazing, but Indian is Asian. And I'm half Asian, so I knew it was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can't tell. I see shaved head. I think black. That's
So
just
when
me.
This guy right here?
Yeah, he's
This
black
guy's
too.
Black.
Yeah. This guy, for sure.
Yeah.
No, listen. What I do is I use one of those color charts. You know when you go to the dentist and they're going to whiten your teeth and they hold that thing up? That's what I do to people to figure out where they hail from. And then I tell them we can make them a few shades lighter, but it's going to cost them. And it may be a little uncomfortable. You ever get the shade? You ever get your teeth whitened?
Oh, yeah.
And they do that move where they hold the shade up. For me, they just hold up a piece of coal and they go, this is where you're at now.
Yeah.
They always go steep the other way because then they can come back the other direction. You want to know the most insulting thing has ever been said to me my entire life was at the dentist. I was getting a checkup and the dentist said, do you chew tobacco?
No.
And I was like, I wish I did now. No. Oh, okay. It's hard to walk that one back, you know?
I think the craziest thing or question a doctor or dentist ever said to me, I was getting my first prostate, and the guy said to me, do you want to go freshen up before the exam?
Wow.
And I was like, well, first of all, what am I giving off that makes you think
Yeah.
that I need a wipe before we do this?
I think it's the trucker hat. I'm going to go, Josh. It was the Oakley blades on top of the trucker hat that made him think you might want to take a wet wipe.
It also
it.
could have been my stinky asshole. It could have been that too.
Yeah. So what'd you say? Did you...
I said, no, dude, earn your money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Michael,
it's like a Cracker Jack box. Get in there.
Yeah. Have you guys got the colonoscopy yet?
Yes.
Yeah. How was that?
You know how it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep was great.
The sleep was awesome.
It's amazing when you get a colonoscopy. When you
I know.
Yeah, it makes you feel good. But like my first prostate, I didn't even know he was doing it. He just said, "Hey, can you lean over?" And I leaned over and I was like, oh, fuck.
My guy didn't even say anything. He just threw his wallet on the ground. And I went, oh, okay, yeah, let me get that. And pow, man. But that's all right, because I took 20 out. I was like, all right, next time you save something, you save some money. The first time I got the finger, the guy goes, well, you know what time it is, and I go, not really, like 12:45, 1 o'clock. He's like, no, it's prostate time. You've done this before, and I go, not really. I mean,
It's not at the doctor's office, anyways.
I still got my behymen intact.
Yeah.
So you're going to be the first.
Behymen?
Behymen. I coined that. I trademarked that shit.
Behymen.
Fellas, how many have the behymen attack? Come on now.
Behymen.
My behymen. You're all born with a behymen. You hope your son keeps it as long as he can.
Behymen sounds like something my rabbi would have said to me. Behymen. Yo, I once again, I tell you the first time I had the prostate, it turns out I wasn't supposed to. So I was young, I was in LA, I had gotten in a car accident, and this person had run a light and hit me. And so the insurance guy was like, hey, you should go to the doctor, just in case, there's something wrong with you.
That's right.
Like, okay. So I go to this doctor in the valley. He sends me to this guy in the valley. I go to the doctor in the valley, and I go, he wants you to check my back. And he was like, all right. And midway through the examination, he was like, all right, I'm going to have to check your prostate. I'm like, but why? He was like, just to make sure. And I was like 27, so I was like, oh, okay, I guess. And so I did it, and I went home and I told my brother. He was like, dude. There's no reason for him to stick his finger in your butthole to check your back. That's not how it works. And I was like, oh, I just thought he was trying to be thorough. And I was like, he was like, maybe he was. Yeah.
It seems like the kind of thing he would avoid if he could. You know what I mean? Like if I was a doctor and I was checking a guy for whiplash, I wouldn't wear him like a sock puppet, I'd probably be sticking up around the vertebrae there and the neck. But it is true when you get the prostate, or I should say, when you get the what were we talking about, the colonoscopy. The colonoscopy. That's when you get the Jesus juice, right? The magic milk, the Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Stuff on there, the propofol.
Yeah, yes.
Anyone had the propofol? Yeah, you will not blame Michael Jackson for taking that ever again. Like I was like, if I get this shit every night, I'd live to 150 or till Wednesday. Like those would be my choices, but I would roll the dice,
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
because that propofol is the best ever. I mean, here's all in terms of like if somebody said, how well did you sleep on this substance, on propofol? Like how well, like sometimes people go, oh, I have an herb combination, or you got to take zinc, or you got to take some relaxing thing they see, they're advertising on Fox or something. Like everyone goes, oh, have a little herbal tea or some warm milk. That's all fine. But about the best you could say for something that helped you sleep is, somebody took a camera and put it up my asshole, and I didn't wake up.
Yeah,
that's about the best sleeping medication ever.
Yeah.
Like someone could go, well, have you tried hibiscus tea? I'd go, well, could someone put a camera up my ass and I wouldn't move? probably not that effective. Well, then I'm sticking with the propofol.
That's right.
Is there anything I could get from the Chinese pharmacist that would work better? Like, I feel like with all the shit people tell me to do, somebody opens a door down the hall and closes it and I pop up. Camera crew up the ass, don't move. That's the best sleeping medication in the world.
Yeah, I agree with that. Anytime you can have something inserted into your butthole and you stay relaxed, that is a great sign. You know,
Right. Yeah.
she doesn't agree. She's had things in her butthole for sure. She's talking full voice the whole.
I think we're just gonna have to live with that, or you're gonna have to go peg her. Now, that's street talk. I don't really even know what it means, but I hear the kids talking about pegging, you know. So I'd like to try to be hip. Yeah. So I got my next colonoscopy scheduled now. I had my one 5 years ago, and now it's time. Now it's time for the next.
Do you get nervous? You get excited? Like, what's your lead up for the colonoscopy?
Did you ask him if he got
I mean,
excited?
propofol, you don't get to have that very often, so.
Yeah, the propofol part is pretty good. I usually ask for a propofol doggy bag so I can take some with me.
Good idea.
You know, I bring my own Tupperware and they pour a little in. That's for later tonight. I mean, obviously there's the prep where you have to drink 9 gallons of seawater for a day and a half beforehand, so it really cleans you out. And it's not the kind of thing you could cheat. You know what I mean? Like, there's other forms in the medical world where I think you could cheat a little bit, where they go like, no liquids or solids after midnight, but yeah, you could have a drink at 12:30 at night. Like, they're not gonna know. But you cheat before the colonoscopy, there is no coming back from that.
If a hot dog comes flying out your butthole, they're gonna be like, did you eat something last night? Nah, I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're just gonna wake up in the same position you nodded off with some like police tape around your asshole. And they're just going, we didn't do shit. You're pardon the shit, but yeah, you're gonna have to come back when you learn not to lie. Yeah, I don't. Did your guy talk to you before you nodded off?
Yes.
You mean like whisper in my ear, talk to me, or what kind of like? I'll see you when you wake up. What?
No, I had a guy. I think they fuck around. I think my guy was fucking around because my guy went, "You a car guy?" After he hit me with the propofol, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm a car guy." And he goes, "What kind of cars you have?" And I'm like, well, nobody ever asked, so think. And I was like, punk. Yeah. I think they just asked about shit they think you want to talk about and you pass out. Did your guy talk to you, Michael?
My guy was a woman. Yeah, and she was like, how you doing? I'm going to count to 3. She counted for me. And
she did?
She just said 3 and I was out. I don't remember the 2 and the 1, you know. But
right.
I remember she was standing there when I woke up, so that was good.
Yeah.
Do you think they do funny things like put golf flags by your butthole and take pictures? Like, hold the line.
They do.
You know,
they
have to, right? They got to entertain themselves.
And you know they checking out your package and shit like that. Yeah, of course.
Do you fluff a little bit before you go in?
I want it to look good.
You chub it up a little.
In case they take a picture of it, I want to be proud of it, John.
You just warm it up before that's nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, I got a little extra hair down in that
You don't need to know that, Adam.
Well, you may not, but I should tell them. Because I want to know, like, maybe it's a courtesy that I do a little shrub work back there before.
Oh, back there. I thought,
no, I got a little backside action.
Yeah, I might trim it up a little bit.
Trim it up?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the problem with that is it's hard to get to. You know what I mean?
You need a friend from kindergarten, dude.
Yeah. Can I borrow one of yours? My friends from kindergarten have all left me. They're all... What the hell is this woman yelling? All right, we're going to...
What happened?
Probably.
She's walking out.
Oh, she's walking out?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm never sure what people expect out of life. You know what I mean? Like, let's go see Adam Carolla. And at some point, when he talks about his hairy ass,
She was like, "That's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough."
She had a real soothing voice.
gotta be, oh my God, I can picture her up in the stands and her kids playing baseball and these nights. Johnny, come on now! Walk's as good as a hit! Let's go! Hit the ball, Tommy! Hit the ball! Choke up, make contact! Jesus Christ. Did you guys play Little League Baseball?
No.
Yeah.
You know, I think about it now. The most insulting thing, I played Little League. You know that speech where your manager, when you're walking the play, they go, all right, come on, Josh, walk's as good as a hit. Like, oh, you don't have a whole lot of belief in me.
Yeah.
Like, do you?
Do you might as well
Why don't we just take the bat back there? You just stand up there barehanded and see if they could walk you.
Hey, Josh, lean into it. Lean into it.
Yeah, walk's as good as a hit.
Did you? So you never coached any kids sports or anything like that?
Would you want him to be your kid's coach?
That was bad.
I mean, that would be the worst. The worst.
I tried to coach my kids' like Hollywood YMCA basketball team, and every kid on his team was a name that nauseated me, like Channing and Dylan and McElroy and stuff. There wasn't a Rob or Steve or Johnny on. There was all these super gay woke Hollywood names, you know, and I felt weird yelling out these horrible names, and then I went on the podcast and I made fun of all their names, and then I called one kid a half-breed, and his mom...
Wait a minute, hold on with the half-breed stuff.
Listen, it's a Cher song, okay? So I'm grandfathered in. It can't be a racial slur. Cher said it. Cher's the most woke person in Hollywood, and she had a hit song called Half-Breed, so I'm grandfathered into Half-Breed.
Did she have one?
You don't know Half-Breed?
No. Could you sing a little bit for us?
Sing a little of it. I'm doing the extended dance version, bro. You guys know Half-Breed, right?
That's a real song?
Oh, you kids with your colonoscopy. So young, so naive. Half-breed, it's all I ever heard. Half-breed, how I'd love to hate the word. Half-breed, both sides were against me since the day I was born. It's a whole Indian thing. Come on.
Yeah.
You know half-breed? You don't know all the words? Well, what are we talking about here, bitch? Don't point at the chick who doesn't know the words. Anyone here? All right, dudes only. Any Cher impersonators? For some reason, you can't have a pussy and be a Cher impersonator. You have to be a dude. But is it a two-way street? Like, only chicks do Billy Ray Cyrus impersonators. Like, that doesn't make sense. Do you guys know Half-Breed now?
No.
I definitely don't.
Nobody's singing with
someone
you.
crank it
You
up
know
with their
it?
phone or something. You guys all know Half-Breed, right? Yeah, thank you. Turn it up.
What year is Half-Breed?
I'm at my bubba, then it's
76?
No. You kids are too young, but Half-Breed was a Cher song.
You were into Cher.
No, I wasn't into Cher.
Sounds like you were pretty into Cher. I mean, you're pretty.
Listen, just because Half-Breed dominated the charts in 1976 for more than 41 weeks doesn't mean and the top 100 heat seekers on the Billboard charts.
Heat seekers.
Yes, as chronicled by Casey Kasem his weekly breakdown. No, I was not into Cher just because I had some of her Bob Fosse dresses. No, what was her Bob Mackie dresses that I bought from the Sonny and Cher show?
What posters did you have in your room growing up? You didn't have Cher in your room, right?
No, I didn't have Cher. Anyway, I called a kid a half-breed. I made fun of the kids' names. One of the moms heard it, confronted me at the next game, and that was it for me.
They fired you? The parents fired you?
She confronted me. I got into the half-breeds Cher song. She didn't want to hear anything about it. And that was kind of the end of that for me and my coaches.
Did you tell her it was a song?
I sung the whole song for her. That's all I ever heard. Half-breed. Yeah, come on, you know that song.
Nobody knows
she had half-breed. She had Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves, another offensive song to any gypsy or tramp or thief, I guess, out there. She had Dark Lady. She had a lot of hits, give her due.
I don't know one Cher song.
You don't know one Cher song?
No.
You think that makes you straighter than me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
100%. All right, listen. I'm going to go through the Right Said Fred catalog in a minute. Just try to salvage, and Pet Shop Boys, see if I can salvage some masculinity. Not one Cher song. You wear that like a badge of honor, don't you?
Wait, is that song?
Yes.
Is that Cher?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Believe? Do you believe in?
Do you believe? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you believe?
You know the song.
Love?
Do that one. Come on.
Do that one.
Michael.
I can't say. Do you believe in?
Oh, is it? Do you believe in love?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
I love Cher.
Yeah, I told you. You're walking Cher jukebox, aren't you? Now who's gay? Yeah. I know an old school offensive Cher songs, not new school gay Cher songs like you. You only know the gay hits. I know the offensive hits.
That's
That
true.
makes me straighter than you. I coach. I watched my kid played. I don't know. You guys got kids? Do they play stuff?
I coached.
Oh, you got a kid? Yeah, sure. I know.
I coached all my kids' teams. At the beginning of every year, I would say to all the parents, none of your kids are Derek Jeter. Mm-hmm. They actually are. I played college baseball, and they're all worse than I was. Take your expectations off. Don't come out here screaming at them. But there was one dude one year who was a gym coach, and he wore his gym shorts. And his kid was the flower picker in left field. Mm-hmm. He loved to pick flowers, and his dad was always like, Timothy, pay him Timothy, right? And so one day he was like, Timothy wants to play shortstop. I'm like, I don't think he does. He likes to be out in left field and pick flowers. There's no flowers in the dirt. He's not going to like it, right? So he was like, Timothy, tell him you want to play. I go, Timothy, you want to play shortstop? And he was like, I go, okay, dude. First ball that gets hit to him, takes a bad hop and hits him square in the sternum. He falls and he can't breathe. He got the wind knocked out of him. And it's Little League. So the kids come out and they're all circling around him. And his dad comes out. And his dad's like this. He's like, come on, Timothy, get up. It's just a ball, get up. And one of the other kids, it's so funny, he had the lisp. He goes, Mr. Timothy, I can feel your penis.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, dude, you should go back and sit down. Your dick's out. Let's go.
Michael, you coach your kids ever?
No, I would never coach.
I set up rules right at the front. I was like, if you yell at me or you yell at your kid, we're going to switch teams. And if you don't want to be on this team right now, go switch teams. I volunteer, motherfucker. So until you want to volunteer, shut the fuck up and sit in the stands.
Yeah.
I don't put up with it.
Josh is like, listen, I come here to teach fundamentals and to stare at periodical cock when a kid takes a bad hop. That's my job. Your job is to listen to me.
And to wear short shorts. That's your job.
To wear underoos underneath those.
Underoos?
Oh, I forgot about underoos.
Underoos.
Yeah.
Underoos.
I wore underoos. I know
did?
that. I did, yeah. That was the ones that had all the superheroes on them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I you know what? That probably enticed more pedophiles than almost any garb for kids, you know what I mean? Like, tidy whities with a skid mark on the back probably sent a lot of pedophiles going the other direction. The underoos was like, well, I want to get to know him better.
Yeah. Look at Underdog.
Yeah. Yeah, I played baseball too. You played in college? What position did you play?
Left field.
Oh, that means you were good, right?
I was all right, man. I played at a school So we were NAIA, which is like a little bit below, way below Division I. And the big difference was Division I, everybody on those teams had all 5 tools. Mm-hmm. Their second baseman had a better arm than anybody on our team. And we were put together of like people with 3 out of 5 tools. Uh-huh. Like we had the first base, you probably played baseball with a kid who was probably 5'4" and 5'4" and could hit anything, bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
But running to first base was a problem.
Right.
Right. We had a bunch of those dudes. We had people who could throw but not hit, and I was somewhere in the middle of that.
You got a good baseball story?
You mean besides the dick in the shorts? Yeah, I got
I got a weird high school baseball story.
Go ahead.
I was playing high school, North Hollywood High, and it was real hot and dry like it is out here. I was playing right field, and I was just standing out there in right field, and my nose just started bleeding bad. Like, did you get that when you were, remember, younger? I don't know why. My son had it too. Maybe it's a hereditary thing, but it's like I would just get periodic nosebleeds if it was real hot and dry outside. Also, I did a lot of coke because it was the 80s. And I was just standing out there in left field, and my nose just started bleeding, and it started bleeding bad. And North Hollywood Huskies were all white uniform, and it was just dripping. And I was standing out in right field, and the game was going on, and I didn't want to call timeout. I didn't really know what to do. So I started looking around, like in between balls and strikes, and I found some like wrappers for like a candy bar or something. And in between the pitch, I'd just go run and grab the wrapper, and I was like standing out there with my mitt off, and I was shoving wrappers up my nose because I felt weird about stopping the game. I didn't want to.
But not weird about shoving candy wrappers in your nose?
Low self-esteem, I guess. I didn't want to run in and start waving my hand. I didn't know if they're going to hit the ball when I ran in. It would go over my head. Like, I didn't know how to call timeout from right field. So I just started wedging wrappers and whatever I could find floating around up my nose, and it slowed it down, but it was still getting all over my uniform. And then we got out of the inning, and I was up first. And I loved hitting, but I had this bloody nose, and I didn't want to. Baseball was real boring to me, but the 4 times you got to hit, those were the good times, So the coach was like, go in the locker room, go find the nurse, you're kind of a mess. And I was like, I'm fine, I just kind of clean it up. Like, I can bat, I'm fine. And so they're like, all right, and I was first up, and I just went up there, and I could see red blood drops on the plate. I remember just like looking down going, and I just got 2 quick strikes on me, and I was like, oh, God damn it, I'm just going to strike out. I struck out a lot. I was just going to strike out, and then I'm going to go to the locker room and, get something shoved up my nose, and this sucked. And then the third pitch came along, and I just cranked one to left center, although I'm left-handed, so I pushed it, but I just drilled it, and we didn't have a fence in left field. We only had a fence in right field at North Hollywood High. And the ball just kept going and going and going. And I got a home run, but it was kind of inside the park. But it would just keep rolling at North Hollywood High if you drilled it into the gap. And I came into home plate, the blood was all over me, and everyone was going nuts because it was such a sight. There's blood all over my thing, and the team was like waiting on me and everything. I touched home plate, now everyone was cheering. And then at some point, I see the other team throw the ball to third base, and the umpire just goes, get out of there. And I was like, what? They thought I missed third base. I don't think I did miss third base, but if you just challenge it, they'll just call it out every time because the ump didn't see it, and he figures something. So it ends up going down as a double because they take your home run's gone, but you do get a double. And I was kind of dubious about it because I thought I got a home run, but it's all right. I got a double, and I went to the locker room to get my nose taken care of. And the following game we're playing Fairfax High in Fairfax, and I just drilled the same shot to the same power alley. again. And as I was running to first base, George Espinoza, the first base coach, was laughing as I was coming to first base. He goes, "Don't miss the base." And I stepped right on it, and I got a stand-up triple, and I was standing there in third base, and they threw the ball to first base, and they go, "You're out."
No.
And I was like, that goes into the books as an out.
Yeah.
That's not a single or a hit. And I was like, I stepped right on the middle of the base. I think he heard George Espinoza say, don't miss the base, when he was laughing. And again, the umpires don't look. They just see if they challenge it, which you should do all the time, by the way.
For sure.
They'll just punch you out. And at that point, I went nuts.
We had in college, we had a casually racist coach.
Oh, I know.
We were
Like against white people?
No.
Okay.
We were going, he would give you a breakdown of the team you were going to play, right?
Oh, yeah.
So before we go, he goes, "All right, guys." I went to college in Texas. He goes, "All right, guys. So this team we're playing is a little different." He goes, they got a lot of skill players. And I was like, "Skill players?" He goes, they're gonna steal a lot of bases. And
A lot of Eskimos on that team.
all of us knew we were making him say it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand. So he's got a lot of fast kids. He was like, "There's a lot of kids that you probably didn't grow up around."
Do they look like Indians with shaved heads?
Yeah, this dude. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about Morgan & Morgan. It's 2024, so let's talk about something important. If you get hurt this year, your injury could be worth millions. If you're ever injured, you should check out Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers. Well, they've done more than $20 billion they've recovered for over 500,000 clients. So let's say that's a pretty good track record. Morgan & Morgan is, well, they have a proven track record. That's what I just said. So they can fight to get you the full and fair amount of compensation. They've been fighting for the people for over 35 years. Racing my vintage cars, well, that can be hard, but submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan, well, that's easy. So if you got an issue, had an injury, talk to my friends over at Morgan & Morgan. Am I right, Dawson?
If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/Adam or #law, #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
All right, you guys want to split some of these cards up and give them a try? You take that pile. You take that pile, pull out whatever you want. These are all cards you guys filled out
You go first.
before the show.
I think
I've never done this before. I just read. What is
You
it?
read it, we'll jump in on it.
Ohio.
Ohio. All right. I'm from North Hollywood, so I don't know where Ohio is. All I know is when you grow up in L.A., you don't know any other things about any other places except for L.A. because growing up in L.A. is like growing up a super hot blonde in high school. It's like, why the fuck would you know the drama class? Why would you know the band class? Why would you know the thespian class? Like, you don't know. You just know you.
Yeah.
There's you in a mirror.
No.
That's all L.A. was for me. And when I would hear Ohio, I didn't know till I was in my late 30s that Cleveland was in Ohio, because Cleveland seemed like a totally different place than Ohio.
I think people in Ohio would tell you that too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. For me, Ohio, this is the first time I ever went to Ohio. I was in Tulsa, and I was at a restaurant. I had been in Tulsa for a couple days, and I was like, I haven't seen a vegetable. So I was in a restaurant, and they had a broccoli casserole. And I was like, hey, can I not get the cheese? I just want the broccoli. And she was like, so just like broccoli? I go, you know what? Just actually, do you have some broccoli back there just raw? And you can just bring it out. You don't have to cook it or anything. And she goes, you know that's going to be crunchy, right? Yeah, I understand how broccoli works. Yeah. Yeah. So
The only Ohio story I have, I'm a huge Miami Hurricanes fan. And Ohio State robbed the Miami Hurricanes in the national championship in 2001. And I'm still scarred about that. So I fucking hate Ohio State.
There's also Miami of Ohio,
yeah.
right? Can't you root for them?
No!
Oh, okay.
It's all about the U, Adam. Come on now.
Yeah, I did not know anything about any region other than like North Hollywood, Van Nuys, and Sherman Oaks. That was like as far as I could get.
Did somebody in here from Ohio? Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I thought
can
you
I
said
tell
you're
you,
in Tulsa and you went to Ohio.
The OH.
I.O.
I got to tell you that everywhere in the world.
The cheer.
The OHIO. I'm not from Ohio, but somebody from Ohio. I was going to Australia, and they were like, "Try the OHIO." Just in Sydney, walking down the street, I just screamed OH, and just from a long way, you hear IO.
Really?
Yeah, it's a calling. Yeah.
You think that would work in like Palestine even? The Hamas guys.
They're doing it in Gaza right now.
Oh, they're doing it in Gaza.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Next time they have one of those rallies in D.C., I'm going to see if I can snatch
hilarious.
a bullhorn and get those.
OH.
And then what's a buckeye?
It's an acorn, right?
It's an acorn?
It's a tree.
It's a tree, it's a nut. That doesn't seem like a great thing to hang your hat on as a state, you know what I mean? We're the like no one goes, we're the cashew state. We're the cashew men.
We're the pecan state.
We're the pecans. Yeah, the buckeye doesn't sound like much. And also, I've never had a buckeye. Can you eat a buckeye?
I've never had one.
No, it's nothing. Move on. You need something new. Did you guys... So when I was a kid, I was very uneducated, as you may have guessed, and I couldn't make sense of certain college football teams. Like I wasn't sure what a Buckeye was.
Yeah.
But at least I didn't screw it up. There were other teams I would screw up all the time, like the Corn Huskers.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
Nebraska Corn Huskers.
I called them the Corn Hustlers until I was 28 because I didn't know what a Husker was. I'm
Just
from
a bunch of pimps.
Yeah. Corn hustler. Just peeping out from behind the roads.
Yeah, I didn't know what a Husker was because we didn't do a lot of shucking.
In North Hollywood?
No,
Probably
or
not.
jiving for that matter. And I didn't know I called Penn State the Nifty Lions.
I like that better.
Because who knows what a Nittany
Yeah.
mountain range is when you're from North Hollywood. I didn't know what Nittany was.
I like Nifty Lion
the
way
Nifty
more.
Lions.
Yeah.
You'd play, that'd be a recruitment tool right there.
Nifty.
All right, let's pull another.
All right.
Josh, you pull a card now.
Here we go. A lawnmower?
Lawnmower. Wow, these are quite pedestrian.
A lawnmower.
Usually,
That's the most interesting M.
Yeah.
It looks like a pie sign.
Yeah. People who have their own versions of letters, knock it the fuck off.
Yeah.
All you do is confuse and anger those around you.
Yeah, it looks like a bridge. You don't get to decide how you write it
You
out.
don't get to make up your own letters unless you want to start a fully new language, in which case I stand by you.
Me too.
But don't cherry pick our already established language. I knew a guy who drew his sevens. He did the 7, he'd come up, go across, and then he'd go down.
Nah.
Right? He'd go down.
That's hangman, dude.
It's a choice. But then he did the line across the middle. Okay, that's called a 9, asshole. Once you do a 7, come down and draw a line and connect the two. Now you're drawing a 9, bitch. You're 2 spots off.
Can I also tell you, so I have a friend.
Whose M was this? I want to get to the bottom of this. And I want to make sure you can't have children.
It was that fucking lady.
I don't want you passing off.
It was
was
a
that
lady
lady
that
who
left.
walked
It was
out.
the lady that got kicked out.
His M looks like the Kennedy Monument. If
Yeah.
you ever see where he was shot, just goes up, comes across, and goes back down.
It's the worst.
It's got to dip down. It's got to have a little golden arch in it.
Do you know who Joey Diaz is?
Yeah.
Okay. So Joe He's a comedian. And speaking of inventing your own letters, so he used to, he was my kid's babysitter. And
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
He would, can I tell you a funny story about that first? So, first of all, Joey, one of my best friends, but a legit criminal.
This would be like saying, who was your nanny? Joey Buttafuoco.
Yeah. But I will tell you this. So Joe, I would consider him a moral criminal. And I had no money. So he watched the kids, he loved the kids. They might have heard a couple more swear words than I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
But can I tell you, so he was like at the time like 360 pounds, and he never wore underwear. And my kids loved him.
And he got hit with a baseball.
So I come home, because I would go do stand-up, he would take care of the kids, and then he would go do stand-up. And this is when I was a single dad, right? So I come home, and he was like, oh, kids, your dad's home. Come on, pick up the toys. And he bends over, and my daughter, who was 5 at the time, ripped some hair out of his ass crack, and she goes, how many? And he goes, oh, it felt like 5 that time. And I go, that time? What do you mean that time?
Wow.
And he was like, oh, she loves this game. I was like, yeah, but I fucking hate it, dude. I don't like it. Can't you play Parcheesi or some shit? What the fuck?
Josh is like, wait a minute, how'd she get that hair? Your ass is...
Why does she have pink eye every time I leave the house?
Oh, too much.
But Joey, so he would always spell the wrong words around the kids.
Uh-huh.
And one time I asked him, it's my daughter's birthday, I go, hey, where is the C-A-N-D-Y? And he goes, it's in the D-R-A-W. And I was like, I said, what? He goes, the D-R-A-W. I go, I don't know what that is. He goes, it's in the drawer. It's in the fucking drawer. I go, dude, that's not how we spell it. He goes, but that's how I say it. I go, but you can't change the spelling. You have to spell it the same because you can't just start switching your M's around, you know?
All right, let's go with another one. I don't want to talk about lawnmowers.
Goose.
Goose?
From Top Gun?
Top Gun. That's
All
the
right,
goose.
Top Gun, goose, whatever.
I hate those birds, by the way.
Well, they hate you.
Yes.
And they hate children, and they hate the elderly, and they hate the handicapped. They hate everybody. First off, the problem with geese is they think they own the fucking lake. So when like a 4-year-old toddler comes walking by, they're like, get the fuck off of my lake, bitch. I don't know what you're doing in my home, but this is they're like Ray Lewis, you know? Remember Ray Lewis would show up in the end zone and grab a patch of grass and throw it and start flexing and stuff? That's what they do. Someone has to make the geese aware that it's our fucking lake and we're letting them borrow it. Not their lake, because they act like we walked into their living room when we go see them, and they have no fear. It doesn't matter what. I'm convinced if geese were around during the Jurassic Age, when like T-Rexes were around, some fucking T-Rex would have started walking toward the lake and the goose would have been, I'll handle this shit. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. I'm coming go fucking head on. I'll kick his ass.
Where did the term silly goose come from? There's nothing silly about those fucking things at all.
No, they're the least silly of all the birds.
Yes.
There's no Shecky Green of geese. No. You know, it's like, oh, he's the clown prince of geese. Remember the baseball clown guy? Used to show, that doesn't. There's no goose version of that. They're all jihadists, man. They're the meanest ever. Yeah. We do stuff. We're stupid. We go silly goose, and then we go, oh, look, it's the friendly hippo and the teddy bear. We take all the meanest animals in the world and try to turn them into kids' toys.
What's the worst bird? Pigeon or goose? I think pigeons are worse.
No, pigeons are like junkies with low self-esteem, you know? Like, pigeons are just at the park trying to get a fix, you know what I mean? And you start walking, they're like, I don't want any trouble, man. I don't go over here. Hey, you got any kernels of corn or anything? That's cool. I'm sifting through the dumpster, okay? Don't mind me. Hey, you gonna finish those fries? Yeah. Okay, hey, cool, you're not done. Goose, head on, man. Goose, they're rageful. Yeah, they're angry. Yeah. They're aggressive.
The pigeon will come up to you like, hey, you want to be pals? No, cool, and just walk away. Geese, so I have a half pit, half American bulldog, and I used to take him a little bit on the road, and I would try to find fields where we could run. And there was this one field with geese, and it was a huge field, and they were on one side, and he was on the other, and he kind of looked at me like, I'm going to go I'm gonna go fuck with these birds.
All right.
And I was like, okay. And he started to run across the field. And these 3 goose, they just kind of looked over the shoulder and saw, and they started charging him like this.
Yeah.
And he put the... and he turned around and he had that look on his face like, start the car! Start the car! Like he was not having that shit at all.
It was
They were
like
coming for him, man.
It's like the scene from Blues Brothers after they got thrown out of the honky-tonk. Yeah, birds are the meanest, and there's no. Listen, I've said it once, I'll say it again. If they were even 1/3 our size, we would all be dead. You'd have to run serpentine to your mailbox. You'd have to wear a helmet outdoors.
House cats too.
House cats would kill you. They would probably team up with the birds and go, look, we've been feuding for too long. You know, like one of those 80s movies where the Crips and the Bloods get together to fight organized crime.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They put their fucking shit aside, you know, and they go, listen, we've been going at it. You know, the cat would say to the goose, we've been like the Hatfields and the McCoys, and the goose would be like, I don't get that reference. And they go, let's just keep moving on here. The point is, the real enemy is man. You know what I mean?
I think we'd lose from the ground and the air, the geese coming down. A bigger cat, like the big house cats, I think, like if you sleep too long, I think they look at you like, we could start eating that one.
Well, I think the cat will help us do the goose math, which is, and the bird math, because a house cat would love to dismember you and disembowel you and devour you, okay? But it's 11 pounds or it's 9 pounds or whatever, right? But the 86-pound version of that's called a cougar, and that will kill you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So all we need is to go from 10 pounds to 80 pounds, and we're dead when you're hiking, right? So if a bird went from the size of a cat to the size of a cougar, then we would be dead too. There's no doubt about it.
Extra large geese. I'm surprised nobody's done that movie yet. Where the geese get extra large and they attack people? Mm-hmm. I'm actually probably, after a joint, but I'm watching it for sure.
Oh, I'd watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Plus, we had weird, I used to have a football coach, and they would go, I don't know why this was a 70s term, but when the coach was mad at us, he'd yell, "You guys are getting blown out like shit through a goose." And we'd all just go, all right. I'm from North Hollywood.
Yeah,
I don't even know what a Husker is at this point. What do I mean? I don't have geese, you know. He'd toggle between shit through a goose and shit through a tin horn, which was really painting a picture with your tongue, if you think about it. Yeah. But I don't know. I've never seen shit get blown out through a tin horn.
I want to now.
Yeah, all right. So birds are the worst. But admit this. Can we at least be honest about this and birds and give them their due? All right. One is, you ever get your car washed and you park it on the street and you come out and it's getting nailed by birds and you're like, God damn it, I didn't even park it under a tree or a pole or anything. They just hit me, right?
Yeah.
And you're angry at the bird. But if we were to all be very honest, if we could fly, it would be the only time we shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
I'm aiming.
Yeah, you'd find the douchebag with the Prius and the coexist bumper sticker, and you'd be like targets of opportunity.
I'm actually looking for open drinks.
Open drinks.
I'm trying to really hone in like a bullseye, like on a sandwich, or into somebody's drink, something like that.
Yeah, listen, I start with convertibles and work my way into the open drinks, because that's...
How about an open drink in a convertible?
That's ambitious, yeah. And then the other thing I think about bird-wise is I think about seagulls. I've only seen seagulls hanging around at the pier, at the beach, by the dumpsters, like picking fries out of the dumpster. But I've never seen them out hustling. You know what I mean? Like,
you haven't seen, like at Disneyland, they'll take the fry out of your hand.
Right, but the point is they're sort of homeless bums of birds, you know what I mean? They don't hunt anything. No. They rely on French fries, And I always think there must be some old-timer seagulls, like watching the new ones, going, these lazy ass kids. They don't go. We used to catch muskrats and we'd catch fish and we'd go out, we'd earn our keep. These guys hanging around the amusement parks, begging kids for chicken fingers. Sad what's happened to seagulls, right?
What's your favorite bird? Do you have one?
Well, you know, owls are nice. Turns out they're not that smart.
What?
That's what I hear. They're not nearly that as smart as they are. But my absolute favorite are crows, because crows are super smart. Crows can use tools. You know, they do that thing where they go, you know, crows are smarter than 4-year-old human beings. And I'm like, they're smarter than a lot of adults. I do hang around with some people that could be beat. I think a crow could finish a Rubik's Cube a lot faster than a lot of dudes I went to high school with. I really do. It's a fact, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the crow. I think they're very smart. They're creepy. I don't like how big they are. I don't like the shadow they cast. I don't like I don't like any of that at all.
Well, I like the fact that they're loyal, they befriend people, they're smart, and they're super aggressive. And I won't do 20 minutes on attack crows, but I'm telling you, well, maybe I'll do 3 minutes, but I am telling you, it would be a game changer. All right, listen to me. Crows recognize people. With the guys who go get young chicks out of the crow's nest at Stanford have to wear masks, because if they just go out, they'll recognize them and attack them when they're walking to their car.
Is that true?
Yeah, they have to wear masks because they recognize. They get real loyal. Like if a young girl nurses a crow back to health, the crow will bring her like shiny stuff, like jewelry or an earring or a coin or bottle cap or something. Also, if that girl is walking to school and somebody starts fucking with her, that crow will go all fucking death from above on their head. Yes, they can be, and we've also trained crows to pick up cigarette butts and throw them away at parks. In Europe, they've done that, and then they get a little kernel of corn every time they do it. Totally trainable, totally mean, totally badass, and I'm saying, why do police have attack dogs? Why don't they have attack crows?
Yeah,
they do that shit, okay, all the time. We see it in LA all the time. You got the homeless guy, he's got the machete, he's beaked out his head on fentanyl, he's like swinging around. The cops all got their guns out and they're yelling at him. The thing about junkies is when you hit them with the taser, it makes them stronger.
Yeah.
Like a robot that eats power lines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the junkie gets hit with the taser, it's like, I was going to take a nap, but I just got hit with 10,000 volts and I'm fucking ready to tussle, man. And they go, okay, they can't do anything. Eventually the guy gets shot when he won't drop the screwdriver. Attack crow. Attack crow hits that guy in the head. He drops everything. You have to run. If a crow comes at your head, you drop everything and run. Am I right?
I have officially changed my mind about crows. That's amazing.
Now, we have them everywhere for any type of like mass shooting situation. Someone's gonna go into a Walmart or something and shoot it up. The crows are just up there. They're just right down on the gun pulled out, right on the head.
Can we put little police hats on them?
Well, I would have...
Just so I know which crow's working, you know?
I would have attack crows. Like when you're rich, you would have your own crows. The crows would just sit, you know, they'd hang out on the roof of your house. When you got in your car, you just have some rainbow tape on your roof, you know, probably in the shape of a crow. Not that you'd need to, you know, but it's fun. You have fun with it.
Hey, you are rich.
I could do it.
Oh, yes,
you could do it. And when you drive to the liquor store at night, the crows, as the crows fly, right? They don't need to stop at stoplights. They just show up and they land on the liquor store. And then you get out of the car. And then you buy your shit, you come out, and some crazy guy pulls a knife, and he's like, come on, man. And you go, oh, this is going to be fun. Pow! Right in the head. Attack crows. Could be done, should be done. I guarantee the military is working with crows somewhere. I guarantee there's some European nation that's working with these in law enforcement. I guarantee it.
And then when people get kicked out of your show, you can have your crows attack them.
Oh, that bitch.
Can you imagine that lady getting attacked by the crows?
Right now. And she's the only one who's... sound is more annoying than a crow.
Right?
I'm a crow! Yeah. By the way, that was the sound she made when I told a hairy ass joke. Imagine the sound that bitch makes when she's being attacked by crows.
Homes.com knows that when it comes to home shopping, it's never just about the house or condo. It's about the home. And what makes a home is more than just a house or property. It's the location. It's the neighborhood. If you have kids, it's also schools, nearby parks, transportation options, all the above. That's why Homes.com goes above and beyond to bring home shoppers the in-depth information they need to find the right home. And when I say in-depth, I'm talking about deep. That's right. Each listing features comprehensive information about the neighborhood, complete with a video guide. They also have details about local schools with test scores, state rankings, and student-to-teacher ratio. They even have an agent directory with the sales history of each agent. So when it comes to finding a home, not just a house, this is everything you need to know, all in one place. Homes.com. Homes.com. We've done your homework. O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts. They're in the business of keeping your car on the road. They offer friendly, helpful service and the parts, knowledge, and everything else you need to maintain and repair your vehicle. They've got thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in store or online. You never have to worry if you're in a jam. They got your part. The team at O'Reilly Auto Parts can test your battery for free in or out of your car. It's nice not to have to yank that thing. If it needs to be replaced, they'll help you find the right battery for your vehicle. Need your windshield wipers replaced, brake light fixed, or quick service? They'll help you find the right parts or point you in the nearest local repair shop so you can have the pros do it. Whether you're a car aficionado or an auto novice, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, and all friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto, do-it-yourself. And you can find out what you need in-store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today, or you can give them a visit. O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam.
All right, let's pull another card. What was that one? Goose?
Goose.
Pistachio.
What the? First off, do we have a whole bunch of just like born again Christians in the crowd tonight?
Pistachio. I will say an infuriating nut.
Yeah.
It's just like a crawfish. I don't want to work that hard.
Too hard.
For the food. If you've already taken all the meat out of the nut, that sounds dirty, but it isn't. I will eat that, but I'm not attacking the shell.
What do we do with the shells that have not blossomed yet? Do we throw them away or do we get a screwdriver out? I get a butter knife. I don't throw that shit away.
Oh, no, I throw them at people.
I've never had a pistachio.
Throw them at people?
You've never
had a pistachio?
I think that's something white people just eat. I've never seen.
Oh, let's not bring
I've never
race
seen a
into
black
this.
person eat a pistachio.
You haven't?
I've never eaten a pistachio. Is that green?
Oh, you never seen a black guy eat a pistachio? That's
Never.
because you can't deep fry them.
White people like deep fried shit too. Come on, Adam.
If Popeyes were serving it, you'd be fucking down with that.
Deep fried pistachio chicken.
You get black people on it fast if you could deep fry a pistachio. They're too small to batter. I know I've tried. The thing about pistachios that is weird, is anyone here old enough to remember when they only came in pink?
Pink pistachios?
You two, what turnip truck did you two just fall off of? I got to explain to you about Cher. Oh my God. Imagine if Cher was eating a pistachio. You two would walk by, you wouldn't even turn your head.
Wouldn't even know who it is?
You'd be like, what's that unknown elderly woman doing eating that nut that no black person has ever consumed?
And why are these crows attacking her for no reason?
Pistachios were only pink. I'll tell you. Aha.
Uh-oh, here we go.
You ready to feel dumb?
Yeah.
Remember in the movie Naked Gun?
Yes.
Remember when George Kennedy was staking out and he was sitting in his squad car and he was eating pistachios and somebody opened the door and there were a huge pile of them and he had pink lips like he was wearing lipstick?
Yeah.
That's a reference to pistachios only being pink.
Have you seen Naked Gun?
I was like,
Black people don't watch movies. No, I seen Scarface 175 times,
I was
bitch.
like 4 or 5 years
Oh,
old.
I was young. Oh,
Stop it.
Wait a second. Who wins in a fight, a goose or a crow?
Oh,
A crow.
Yeah, the crow. The crow, because crows, first off, crows are gangbangers. It's called a murder of crows.
True.
It's 8 crows for every 1 goose. You know what I mean? They come down. They don't fight. They don't fight clean. No Marquis of Queensberry with crows. They come down. They peck. They fly off. The next one takes a pass at
They
them.
got a shiv in their claw.
Yeah. Geese are just angry. But it is still fun to see 4-year-olds traumatized by geese.
Agreed.
Right?
But a pistachio, and I'll say this, by the way, on the list of nuts, pistachio is way down there.
What's your nut pecking order?
First, mine.
Yours, yeah.
You eat your own nuts? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
I mean, I don't. I would say for me, I go almond, cashew. I like a pecan. And then after that, they're all kind of.
Just pecan. That's the best.
Pecan's worthless outside the pie. It needs the pie.
That's what you put it in. I just eat, yeah.
I'll eat a pecan without the pie.
You will?
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels inert to me. It needs the pie for me. I got it down the list. But I'm with you on the cashew. I'm with you on the almond. Don't sleep on the macadamia nut.
Yeah, I'll eat a macadamia nut for sure.
Other nuts
Brazil
you haven't
nuts.
tried?
No,
Brazil nuts? No.
Nah, I mean, I'm a pecan, almonds, but I like spice on them. You know, like chili pepper. Like you put spices on the
almonds and shit.
On the almonds, yeah. I don't eat just nuts straight.
No.
Straight nuts.
Oh, the worst. The worst is unsalted and raw. Oh, who the fuck are these animals? Unsalted. You want to know what an unsalted raw peanut tastes like?
No.
An unsalted raw almond. I put 2 in my mouth and almost choked to death. It sucked all the saliva out of my mouth.
Yeah.
It's a tough chew.
No, that's how my dad went. No, but he was pretty depressed. He tried to take his own life, so we did 3 raw almonds. And,
Way to do it.
That was it. That's where we found him. He did the 3 raw almonds. He put the bag over his head. But you know what? He said, peace now. I like when people. Well, that's code for killed himself. He's at peace. He's at peace now.
He feels better now.
I don't like it when people die and other people announce he's gone to a better place. I'm like, all right, I just did the math. I'm still living in Schittsburg here. You know, like, he went to a better place, but I'm here. I didn't go to any place better. I'm still in the Van Nuys, North Hollywood area.
Are you still in the Van Nuys, North Hollywood area?
No. I moved to Malibu. Yeah.
The place he complains about the people, that's the place he moved to. That makes sense.
Malibu, right? Everyone waves. Everyone's nice, you know.
Same here, man, where we live.
The only diversity we have is the Kardashians and Kanye. That's about as diverse as Malibu gets. You'll see a little diversity over at Nobu. On CH.
That diversity travels to get there.
Yeah, you gotta travel. Anyone ever been to Nobu in Malibu? It's like a 3-month waiting list. It's always G-Wagons.
Oh, yeah.
What can we officially agree that the Mercedes G-Wagon is the douchiest of all the mobiles? Like, it's really like someone saying, who would like to pay an extra $100,000 for a slightly less aerodynamic Jeep?
Yeah.
If the answer is me, then you too can have a Malibu G-Wagon, which I don't like, but I did discover, I think it's my new rap name.
G-Wagon?
Malibu G-Wagon.
Oh, Malibu.
I think it's a strong rap name. That's all.
I don't hate it.
I don't rap.
No, it's not bad.
I think lowercase a is also a good one for you.
Yeah, we'll work that out.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, I live in Malibu. There's Mercedes G-Wagons everywhere, and they are the douchiest ride of all. Because first off, they get nothing done. There's nobody, no one's ever off-roading with them. No one's ever towing anything with them. I never see a guy in the parking lot of Glendale at the Home Depot with like a bunch of 2x6s sticking out of his Malibu G-Wagon.
Never.
Although you do, LA is a great place for seeing people try to put shit that can't fit in their car in their car. The king of that are Mexicans. I've seen Mexicans with like an 82 Toyota standard size mini pickup with 75 pallets stacked up on the back, like 16 feet in the air, like just rocking side to side.
Well, there's 3 guys on top of the pallets sitting there.
You know, my favorite guy, you guys ever see this? My favorite guy is the guy who's traveling with the sedan, but he's got the mattress on top of his roof and his hand out. And I'm always like, did you not see this coming? You know what I mean? Like, you went to pick up a mattress. You got to bring bungee cords, bro. Bring some fucking tie downs. You got to bring something. What'd you do? Show up at a friend's house and you're having a couple of beers. You're like, yeah, the UFC fight was awesome tonight, Tim. Thanks for having me. Bye. I'm gonna head out. Oh, hey, real quick. Can we put a mattress on the roof of your car? And you're like, well, I don't have any tie downs. Yeah, just put your hand. First off, I'm riding behind you. I've never been less confident in my life. And like,
dude, one side. What gets me is that they go to a mattress store. You went to the mattress store in the Honda Civic. What was the fucking game plan when they were like, here's your mattress? You're like,
right, yeah.
Okay,
all right.
Put it in the back seat then.
So just go ahead and fold that up. And no, it doesn't work that way. All right, well, you drive an automatic? Yeah. Okay, then this is gonna work. You only need one hand on the wheel. I mean, some people smoke when they drive. This is not much different than that. Just hand out, letting everyone know you're a winner.
I don't think that's the worst car. They got this. Anytime a car company like Porsche is known
worse than the G-Wagon.
Yes,
you got worse.
The Lamborghini SUV. Why would you ever get a Lamborghini SUV? They're all over Vegas.
They are.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a car company that makes a sports car and they try to make it into an SUV, why? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
They're sitting there in Modena, Italy, going, you know. Our cars get 12 miles to the gallon, but can we do one that got 7? I don't know. We'd have to add a lot of weight, boss. All right, I'm listening. Let's keep going here. Keep going. Yeah, and I'll tell you what's real classy. It's real classy when the car's bright orange and the brake calipers match. Or canary yellow with the canary yellow brake calipers. And yeah, it is true that car is douchier than the G-Wagon, but that car sort of leans into it. You know what I mean? That's like RuPaul. You know what I mean? Like it's going for it. They're going for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's going for it. The G-Wagon is sort of saying I'm still not a douchebag, but we know you're douchebag. The Lambo SUV, that's full douche mode.
I heard the G-Wagon also, though, wasn't very comfortable, like it was riding on a park.
And it breaks down all the time, for real. Like, it's a horrible car.
But it is good and douchey, and it's also, I think it's why the terrorists hate us, right?
For the G-Wagon.
G-Wagons, Lambo, SUV.
Chick-fil-A.
I mean, it's a ridiculous 575 horsepower V12, 5.5 liter, 6-speed. Tiptronic, transmission, 522 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, all-wheel drive. Wait a minute, I might buy one of these cars. That sounds like a lot of rig. Got the 375 30 series on front, the 315 25 series Dunlap on back, 22-inch. The thing that cracks me up, and so do we need a vehicle that weighs 6,000 pounds, that costs $300,000, that goes 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds?
I think so.
Okay, all right, well then I'll buy one. The joke is on all the guys with all the cool cars in LA, because LA has the worst fucking roads in America, and there's potholes everywhere, and these a-holes are hitting the potholes, and they got their 20 series rubber band tires going around there, and they're just dinging rims.
When I see those Lamborghinis on the 405 and bumper-to-bumper traffic,
Yes.
I can't think of a more miserable car to be in, to have to go geek.
Right. Well, you know what? Because the guy who owns it gives the full spiel about the top speed, 183 miles an hour, 0 to 60, and 3.3. Drag coefficient. It's like you're going 9 miles an hour on and you got the guy ahead of you with a mattress on the fucking roof of his Honda Accord, and you're going the exact same speed as the guy with the mattress and the hand hanging out. I totally agree. It's the same thing. That same guy who's got the Lambo SUV also has a Daytona Rolex watch. This thing's good to 10,000 leagues. You haven't been to the deep end of your pool in 9 years, bro. This thing is good for 5,000 fathoms. Remember the guys who were in that sub that imploded looking for a Titanic? The only thing they recovered was this, and it still worked. It floated to the top. And I gaffed it on board.
Did you hear that there's somebody else who's trying to go down there?
Yes.
What are you hoping for, honestly?
You're basically saying, well, first off, this guy's like, I got to prove to the world that miniature subs are safe. And I'm like, no, you don't. Because not that high a percentage of the population is going to get on a mini sub and go see the Titanic.
Especially since you can only fit 10 people at a time.
Right. Oh, 4 people. Hey, show of hands. Anyone been on a mini submersible and gone down to the 3 miles deep in the ocean?
Show of hands, anybody who would do that? Yeah, so it's a real small group.
Show of hands, who's been on a Southwest flight? See, those are the people you want to appeal to.
That's right.
You don't need to prove to the world that you can survive 3,000 leagues under the sea. So you're not going to inspire a new generation to get in a cigar tube and plumb to the depths of the Marianas Trench, right? But I do believe that the same guy, the same guy who's got the Lambo SUV with the top speed of 183 miles an hour, even though he's bumper to bumper with the guy with the mattress on the roof, right?
Yeah.
Still has the watch that's good to 7,000 leagues, right? And back in somewhere in his 7-car garage, he's got some titanium carbon fiber mountain bike for $40,000 with a monoshock in it and titanium forks and everything. Like, he's like, Lance Armstrong designed it. It's like, your fat ass can't go more than 3 miles an hour on that. You couldn't pop a wheelie if I offered you another Lambo SUV right now. You could not do it. You know the guy? Guy's got to have the best mountain bike, the best watch, and the best SUV.
The extra large seat. Can I, by the way, Ralphie May.
God rest Ralphie May's soul.
Of extra large seats, Ralphie May was a really big guy, 500 pounds.
Comedian.
Yeah. One time I was at his house for a barbecue. And
he was watching Josh's kids. And
he did actually watch my kids too.
But no underwear on. Comedians to watch his kids.
He did watch my kids
I offered
also.
to watch his kids one. He goes, "What are you about? $1.90, $1.95?" I was like, "Yeah, it's $200." Okay, no thanks.
We need a little bigger at my house.
I need someone who can block the door in case the kids make a run for it.
Ralphie May. I was at a barbecue at his house.
A barbecue with Ralphie May? What?
And he said, I said to him, I go, Ralphie, I really gotta go to the bathroom. He goes, Joshua, go up into my bathroom. Nobody's gonna go up there. So I went up there. I took my pants down. I sat on the toilet and I fell in. He had to buy an extra large toilet, and he would send people up there who never thought about extra sized toilets. And when I came down, I was like, Ralphie, he goes, you falling in that toilet, Joshua?
Well, it was your fault for not putting on a seatbelt. I borrowed Ralphie's toilet, but I did the shoulder harness and I buckled up before I got down to business. And he gave me a heads up. Yeah, where do you get a king-size throne?
I mean, I guess they got it because he was like, I got, he would break them, the regular size ones.
Oh, yeah.
After a while, so he had to get a sturdier, wider hole.
breaking a toilet is kind of a badge of honor. You know what I mean? Like, remember when Bo Jackson struck out
And broke the bat.
and you're like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Breaking a toilet is probably even better. Listen, okay, here's what I would say. If I broke a toilet, I would hold it up like being thrown out of a casino for counting cards or having my hands registered as weapons in a county. Like, it sounds negative, but you'd brag about
You
it.
put it on your bio?
I fucking put it on my bowel. See what I did there?
Are you talking about breaking it because of your weight or breaking it because of what comes out of you?
Okay, listen, again, like, I want a girlfriend to commit suicide after I break up with her. Now, I know it sounds controversial, and these are all things you won't brag about, but if you had 3 beers, you'd start talking. Girlfriend killed herself, you broke a toilet, you got your hands registered, you're thrown out of a casino for counting cards. Like, it's all stuff that's, fringy, but I'd definitely talk about it.
It's good at parties.
It's good at parties, yeah. The real thing you want to break is a urinal. Because that just means your stream is so powerful. Or your balls are so heavy.
Shattered.
I destroyed.
Can I tell you how I know I'm getting old? I travel with my son now, right? And he and I don't let him get his own hotel room. I make him stay with me every night. Mm-hmm. But so, we have the same hotel room, and when he pees, this is how I can tell I'm getting old. I said out loud, I'm like, I remember when I had that stream.
Oh, yeah.
I was jealous of the stream, dude.
It's strong, bro.
Yeah, that young stream is strong.
Yeah. Women don't like to talk about it, but women got a crazy stream. That, I don't know if it's Kegels or birth-in or whatever, but I learned that once when I took my son and my daughter like on a hike when my daughter was like 4, and she's like, I gotta pee. And I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna work. She didn't know how to work it. And I think I picked her up, just leaned her back, you know what I mean? And she just fired, man.
Shot you backwards?
Shot me backwards. I was like,
It's like a jetpack.
yeah. Well, I was like Jeff Bezos at the lake, you know what I mean?
On the hover?
Fire up the skis, the water skis. I flew back, landed on the neighbor's lawn. Like, women, you don't brag about your peeing, but
Do they lose stream when you get older, lady?
You're powerful.
That's a prostate thing, though, right? So that may not happen to women?
All right, let's do one more. What do we got here? Let's pull another card here.
Condom.
Condom.
Don't use them.
Don't use them?
No.
Have you ever used them?
I mean, yeah, I've used them before.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time.
I think they taste weird.
You haven't tried the lamb ones.
Sometimes when I'm listening to Cher, I just get that condom taste up my mouth,
Do you believe in love after love?
Yeah. I'm not a condom guy. I don't know who is.
The first time I put one on, it was so embarrassing. High school, I put one on and came right when I put it on. And I was like, is this sex? And she was like, I don't think so. Yeah, wasn't great for me.
Michael, any condom stories?
I mean, the only kind of story. This is, we grew up with AIDS, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean you grew up with it?
Well, it was around.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought we had it
AIDS
at
was
the house.
around. In my prime, AIDS was around, right? And you were supposed to wear a condom. That's when COVID came around and people were like, put a mask on. It's like, we didn't put condoms on during AIDS. This shit's gonna go everywhere, right?
Right.
Like, I remember waiting in the doctor's office for that test for AIDS. You remember you got the AIDS test? Did you?
No, dude, I used
Yeah.
the condom.
Yeah, I got an AIDS test.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, man, I was too freaked out by it.
What?
I wore a
You
condom.
you never had that?
Never
when
had
you went
AIDS
in the office?
test?
Oh, man. I had
Dude, I was too freaked out by it. I couldn't. Yeah, the AIDS talk, they're gone.
Yeah, you never got an AIDS test. Well, I only did it because the chick I was trying to bang wanted some paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to turn something in. First time. She's
Show
like,
the paperwork.
Do you have your papers? Yeah, there we go. First time I put a condom on, I was older, and I was with my girlfriend, and I put the condom on, and we're going to town, and I was like, you know, I don't know what everyone's complaining about. It's like putting a raincoat on and all that kind of stuff. Like, I was like, this feels pretty good. Like, I'm into this. And I was like hearing all the complaints, because the first time I ever put one on, and I was like, not bad at all. I don't get it. And then we were done, and I pulled out. Turned out the thing broke, and I was like wearing it around my nutsack. and I was like, oh, no wonder it felt good. You weren't wearing it. You were wearing it like a cockroach. That's why it felt good.
You weren't using condoms in high school in the 70s.
I didn't get laid in high school. I was in high school in 80, 81, 82, and I was not getting laid. I got laid once, and I didn't use a condom. And no, I wasn't. First off, I thought a condom, like putting a condom in your wallet, would jinx you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're a little overconfident. Like, like bringing a glove to the ballpark. You're never going to get a foul ball.
See, what was cool?
You got to bareback it or hand it.
When I was in high school, all the guys wanted condoms in their wallets because it made you look cool because your wallet had the ring. And
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting some action.
Yeah, but then they would take those condoms out and they were like dusty. Like they would crack open and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to sit on your condom for 4 years. Like, I don't design condoms, but if I did,
not how it works.
I'd bet about something that talks about sitting with a hot, hairy ass on it for 3.5 years before you bust it out. And also, well, if you're going to do that, you know, the funniest one was they didn't sell condoms everywhere, and they didn't give them out everywhere. Like, you guys know, when you guys are hanging at the gay bar, not listening to Cher, they're just in a punch bowl in the front now, right? Dr. Drew used to tell me that back in the day, he's older than we are, he lived in Pasadena, he had to go to the pharmacist and go to the pharmacist counter and go get the condoms from the pharmacy, right? But Dr. Drew's dad was a doctor in Pasadena. So Dr. Drew, you know, 16-and-a-half-year-old Dr. Drew couldn't go to the pharmacist because it's like, oh, yeah, your dad, you know, like they would rat him out. So he had to drive to Chinatown to go to the Chinatown, you know.
Those extra small condoms.
Didn't he?
Shut up, bitch. Whatever.
Oh,
I'm half black too, motherfucker. I'm half black too, bitch.
yeah, the first 3 inches are big.
Yeah.
All right, let me give these guys a plug. Josh Wolf's going to be in Hawaii doing shows at the Blue Note June 21st and 22nd. And here at Kimmel's, July 4th weekend. Hey Man is the podcast. Also Michael Yo at the Addison Improv in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, that'll be the weekend of June 21st, 22nd, 23rd, doing fabulous shows. Go out and support these guys. And thank you guys for coming out tonight. Yeah, woo! And until next time, it's Adam Crow for Michael Yo and Josh Wolf saying, mahalo.